Welcome, traders. Super excited today, man. Guys, I am your host, the Digital Goat, and welcome to Digital Goats Academy, man. I hope everyone is having an amazing Sunday. And here we are, Sunday at 9:01 p.m. Eastern Time, guys. 9:01 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, first and foremost, before we actually get into the session today, guys, if you have trouble remembering and you forget, please, if you find value, hit that like button and subscribe. Not to mention, hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date on all my current content. And welcome, guys. Like I said, it is Sunday, 9:01 p.m. Eastern Time, and we're going to get into today's topic, which is just my weekly outlook. So any Sunday, guys, that's what I'll be doing is my weekly outlook, my projections on what some currency pairs may be doing within the market. Now, I will say that Sunday and Monday are not favorable times to trade within the market, guys. If you're still new, if you're still green up under the belt, and to our goal in 2023 is actually to minimize failures, to minimize the failures, guys. So trading on Sunday and Monday could be hazardly again. And if you are trading on Sunday and Monday, I recommend just keeping it short, just really keeping it at 25, 30 pips. And that should help you satisfy until the real moves start presenting itself in the middle of the week, like Wednesday, Thursday, and sometimes Friday morning, But again, guys, I'm your host, the Digital Goat. Make sure if you guys like this video, subscribe again, and let's get into it. So what I have before me is the DXY. Now I'm American. I'm in America, the United States, guys. So what I would recommend for any of you that's out there trading across the world. So if you're outside of the United States, you want to focus on your country's currency as well as other currencies, obviously, but important your country currency. So there is a there is an index for other major countries such as Japan, United Kingdom, Europe in total, guys. So you have the EXY, the JXY, the BXY, and I'm sure it even goes deeper. So if you're out there in Turkey, if you're out there in Jordan, I'm sure there's some type of index or close enough to you that covers your whole region, guys. So what I have before me is the DXY. That's the dollar index. Let's look at it. What it has been doing the past 3 months. Well, really the past, if you really look at it, the past 5 months. So we're almost close to a 6-month period that the dollar has been selling off, guys. Now, a lot of people are saying that we're heading into a recession. I know a lot of analysts that I follow on Bloomberg, they're saying that, we're just heading for a soft landing. I do believe that we're just heading for a soft landing, but I'm still overall bullish on the dollar until we get to a certain point. Now, clearly it's selling, right? But I am looking for a pivot somewhere in this general region around like $1 flat or a little bit under that, and I think we're going to be bullish again. To me, it just shows the signs of it. But again, guys, as more data presents itself, we can make sense of it. But let's look at what's currently going on. So we base it off of the day time frame, right? Currently today, January 22nd. Currently, the dollar is selling right here. If you guys can see that, the dollar is selling. Yes, it is, right? So as far as you see that on the daily time frame, if it closes as bearish momentum, you can look at other currency pairs and see if they're selling or buying, against the dollar. So for instance, USD JPY in theory should be selling as long as the Japanese yen is stronger than the United States dollar, guys. Or example, or the opposite, GBP USD, Great British Pound versus United States dollar. That should be buying up based off of the market selling, and we know that it's going to do its small retest. But overall, the momentum is pointing down, and overall the momentum to other currency pairs should be pointing up as long as the dollar is on the end of it, and as long as the dollar is continuously weaker than these other currency pairs, right, guys? So I was looking at last week, I was looking at NZD USD. So I'm just going to go over a couple of pairs that I'm looking at, what my thoughts are. I'm not going to necessarily give out an idea, guys, but I'll tell you on areas where I'm looking to potentially buy or where I'm looking to potentially sell. Again, Sunday and Monday aren't favorable days. So if you do, you obviously know you should be in scalpers mode and not scalper to intraday, but not, intraday to swinging or holding a position, guys. Unless, you've been tracking the market for quite some time, which I do believe that we are bullish overall on NZD USD. Now, just for example, if you look at it, guys, we closed bullish on Friday. Friday, we closed bullish. Man, I wanted to stay in this trade, but it's okay. It's okay. You get your money and you go about it, guys, right? So we close bullish. My bullish candles are gray and my selling candles are purple, just for the theme of my business, guys, Digital Goats. And if you guys want to follow me on social media, you can follow me at the digital_goat, or my other business platform, digital_goats, or you can reach me at Facebook, Digital Goats, guys, and you'll find me on there. But we ended bullish, right? So in my mind, we're still bullish, right? We have a strong bullish engulfing candle that happened on a Friday, should carry on the momentum from Friday all the way to today until we get more data priced in that will activate the market into retesting, right? So based off of what I'm seeing is that, NZD USD is still bullish. That coincides with what we were already looking at within the dollar index, guys. So if you look at it, this is on the daily time frame. What we saw in the daily time frame, even the small retest, is representing on that DXY. If you go back to it, guys, right? See, now this is Hakanashi candle. If you guys are unfamiliar with me changing this candle, I know I changed it in the middle of me talking, but this candle set measures momentum, or this candle pattern measures momentum. So as long as you got a flat bottom and strong candles such as you see here, the momentum is pointing down, knowing that we'll get retest, guys. But we'll have to see later on in the week if the dollar wants to get bullish in order to recover a percentage of it falling down. Or are we just continuing its momentum to the downtrend and just moving sideways, right? So that reflects on NZD USD. And you would just have to go down to a smaller time frame just to find out where you're going to enter at today. I do believe that we are going to come down somewhere in this area right here. I was looking at that. This was about the area where the market broke out. So I do expect some type of shallow retracement just because the momentum is super high. The momentum is super high to the upside, which we already saw. So just stay in Hakanashi if you want to validate the momentum and see on the different time frames like what the market is showing you. And as you see right here, guys, the market is showing us bullish momentum. So if you're confused about it, my blue is buying candles, my red is selling candles. So right here, same thing I said, flat bottom, strong candle, like flat bottom. You see how it's kind of different from the other candlesticks, like they're not having wicks. Pretty much when you see a candle that has a flat bottom, no wick, that signifies the momentum. And you want continuous pressure such as that, because if we start seeing wicks on both sides, nothing to get panicked, nothing to panic about. Obviously still play, the setup, guys, but just to be cautious, like, okay, maybe when I start seeing wicks on both sides, strong wicks, maybe the market is actually telling me that it's trying to either reverse or pull back, and I could have pretty much taken this money. I could have gotten in at the open of 6 o'clock, guys. And man, but I don't trade like that. I don't promote that because we want to be responsible when we're trading in this market. So yes, I do see the opportunity for just a shallow pullback somewhere in this region right here, right? I normally see this pattern a lot where the market breaks out of this doji style right here, guys. So if you really look at it, anywhere in this zone should validate that the market is still current in an uptrend. So really, because today the data hasn't been priced in, you want to be patient enough to wait for this pullback, see if it extends, because if it extends, obviously it'll come down here, which would be our better entry. But as far as the momentum, it's to the upside. So I would probably just wait for a price to, make its way back here, whether that's closer to, we are in the Sydney session, so that may be closer to like opening bell. I mean, not opening bell. That may be closer to London. My bad, guys. It's Sunday, right? That may be closer to London session where you might have that pullback and then the market reacts off of that. But again, NZD USD, we're in its time frame for the Sydney session. The New Zealand dollar is in the same region as the Australian dollar. So I would expect we have more momentum than we would as a pair such as Euro GBP or Euro USD. Let's actually look at Euro GBP because I was looking at that last week. Definitely didn't catch the sell. I didn't catch the sell last week, and I wanted to, but overall, we still are bearish. We still are bearish. We just need price to actually come back and return to some of these positions. Basically, this imbalance. If it comes back to this imbalance, great, but there's a level of resistance right here that the market could respect. So if you guys are looking at that, so the market could just create resistance right here and then fall from there. Again, we're Sunday, Monday. Any data that's going to funnel in, it's going to be like probably after opening bell. So, well, during New York session. So if we do have the possibility to go higher within tomorrow, if not Tuesday, price would probably do that. It would probably price that in during New York session. Y'all understand me? Which would actually probably be somewhere around in this area, giving it that 38% because the momentum is high. Well, right here. Why is it not? Oh, I grabbed the whole thing. Giving it that 38% if it didn't respect this. For the most part, guys, the trend is to the downside, but we just have to see, obviously, again, London comes in, data that hasn't filtered in from last week, priced in, shoots this thing up either 38, 50%, then you have a better entry. But I am still overall bearish on this market. I just want to see what levels it wants to test. And then, obviously you guys can catch me on Digital Wednesdays on Wednesday, 7 p.m. on my YouTube. Now let's look at US 30, because man, I am so upset that I did not stay in that, guys. And I probably could get in it right now, but we don't play like that. So I am bullish on US 30, guys. I'm bullish on US 30. I do wish for it to pull back within these zones. So if it decides to come back as low, basically retest that consolidation that it broke out of, right? So there's consolidation right here, and I'm gonna zone it up for you guys to see. Now, it may not do this until Wednesday. It could not even do this until next week, guys. I doubt that. But based off of this, I would like to see US 30 come back into the zone at the lowest. If not, the shallow retracement to me would be somewhere in this area of 33,200 to 33,225 makes sense. That's a macro number for my guys that use bank numbers for trading. So yeah, that would be definitely a well positioned trade. So I wanted to come as low as here. So we'll see, guys. Again, everything, you just have to be patient and wait. Don't think that the market is going to continue, but more than likely this momentum will carry up until like either London or either New York. New York, it could have it. I mean, by London, it could be priced up all the way here. New York, it could do a mean retest all the way back there. So, guys, be patient of that. I mean, be cautious of that if you are trading. Again, I do trade my position. So when my alert triggers for my position, I'm going to trade regardless of the day. But I'm not going to enter in like market execution without letting the market come to me, guys. But this is just a little bit of what I'm looking at. Let's just keep it light. Again, it's January. It's the beginning of the new trading year. I mean, unless you believe in March and stuff, but it's the beginning of the new trading year, guys. So there's not going to be a lot of clean moves, right? There's not going to be, it's going to be a lot of confusion until we get to the second quarter and all that data from last year of 2022 and the data that was priced in at the beginning of this year should start filtering and making the market a little bit more clear. Right now, based off of US 30, we're in a range, guys. I kept this range up. So we are in a range. So nothing qualifies besides the last movement that we had that this trend is like on a downtrend or on an uptrend. Right now, we're ranging, but the last move we have, so we have to believe that US 30 is bullish because of the previous move until we start breaking structure, right? So once we break structure, we'll have a better idea of what the market is trying to do. And then, you guys can jump on with me on Wednesdays, or if you are on my Discord, guys, we'll get it in from there. But yeah, this is just my overall bias, my sentiment on what we're looking at. I am looking for US 30 to be bullish. I'm looking for Euro GBP to be bearish. I'm looking for NZD to be bullish. And as far as the dollar is concerned, I'm looking for it to be bearish, which would, create bearish moves for pairs such as the USD JPY or NZD JPY. to me, if the dollar starts falling down, then we have no issues with like New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen falling down, those things. So just, use the correlation, but obviously wait for the market to play out its trading cycles. And you guys should be good. I'm actually looking for this week to be a great week. I'm not looking to overachieve, but again, I'm going to let the market come for me. Come to me, and then, execute from there, guys. So I know that was 15 minutes. We always going to keep it short, especially when we're starting, when we're starting the week. There's really no rush to try to analyze anything, but appreciate you guys for joining on. Again, guys, if you find value in my content, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date on all my content, guys. And we're going to the top, and we're taking everybody to the top with us, guys. So appreciate you guys. Digital Goat, I'm out, and I'll see you guys either Tuesday or Wednesday.